Hey everybody, I'm Alex McClellan.
And I'm Mason McClellan.
And we're the Backtrack Brothers. We go back and watch classic movies and see how they hold up now.
Today we're going to be making a list on our top 3 favorite Christmas movies.
Ooh, yeah. So we're each going to give our top 3, going from 3 to 1, culminating in our favorite Christmas films.
That's right.
Yeah, so we definitely want to hear your suggestions on where we could have improved. Maybe we forgot something. Just let us know in the comments.
And there's definitely a lot of Christmas movies.
There's so many. I went through a list of the top, like someone's list of top 120 Christmas movies to be able to get all of my candidates. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of movies that I never even heard of. Yeah. So I would believe if a lot of people would comment on here saying, oh, you haven't seen da da da. No, we haven't seen da da da. And maybe we'll watch da da da, but we're not going to do it right now. And like I said, I looked at a list of 120, and I actually made a list of my top 11 candidates. I know a lot of people would do 10, but you know what? All 11 of these have a very special place in my heart for various reasons. Yeah. So I thought it would be nice. I'll start off by reading my top 11 candidates in an unranked format, just so people kind of get an idea of what my taste is going in. What's your thoughts? You like that?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's do it. So, totally unranked, and it's not alphabetical, it's just a random assortment, right? Bad Santa. Have you seen that?
I've not seen that.
Oh, that would be great. Home Alone, which we recently did a video about. If it's not out now, it'll be out soon. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the classic stop motion.
Yes, definitely.
Yep. Four Christmases. Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon. You know that one? Yeah. It's a more mature romantic comedy type of Christmas movie. But all right, we'll keep moving. Nightmare Before Christmas.
I consider that a Halloween movie.
Well, I'm gonna toss it in Christmas. So. This is one you could take issue with as well. 8 Crazy Nights, which is an Adam Sandler movie. It's I guess you would probably actually put it under a Hanukkah movie bucket, but I'm just putting it holiday movie. Christmas is included in that movie. So we're 8 Crazy Nights. It's on the list. Then Grinch Stole Christmas. I personally like the Jim Carrey version the best. I know some people are gonna die on the animated hill, but I think the Jim Carrey version just delves into certain things better. That's why I'm gonna leave it for now. Then A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas. That's
never heard of it.
It's a fun movie, man. Have you ever heard of the Harold and Kumar series? It's just a bunch of stoner movies, but they're really funny and very silly. Actually, the first one holds up really for anybody. You don't have to be blitzed to enjoy them. So, and Harold and Kumar Christmas is very much the same way for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll keep moving. Elf.
It's
Elf. Muppet Christmas Carol.
Ooh, my parents will play this one all the time.
Yeah, Muppet Christmas Carol. I grew up on that one. Glad to hear you did too. So final one of the 11 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which, is another classic. So now we're going to start with ranking our top 3 movies each. We're going to go Mason give his third, my third, then he gives his second, and so on and so forth. Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
All right, Mason, why don't you get us kicked off?
So number 3 on my list, I would be shocked if you never heard this movie, but it's a pretty funny story.
Okay.
The Elf on the Shelf and Elf's Story.
I know of Elf on the Shelf, and I remember you owning the movie, but I never watched it. Elf on the Shelf became a thing after I had grown out of that.
So as a pretty young person, my whole life, my parents have really just been playing the same movies over and over on Christmas.
Yep.
And I didn't really get to venture out myself, so a lot of these are really just from personal experience, right?
I like you're acting like you were put in this Christmas cage. Like you only watch these Christmas movies as if you don't have cable and streaming and YouTube. These fucking kids these days. I was trapped.
No, I was forced to watch these movies every single year. And one of them was this Elf on the Shelf movie. Yeah. Now, as a kid, I, again, believed in the elf traveling every night to different spots. Yeah. This movie was the origin of the whole Elf on the Shelf story. Right. And I think it came with the box and everything. Yeah. I don't know. And I just liked it because of that. It was this kid named Tuttle.
That's a terrible name. Jesus.
He started not believing in Christmas, and then he touched the elf, and the elf was dying and everything.
No.
Oh, not Chippy.
His name's Chippy?
His name's Chippy.
Nice.
And then eventually learns
to love Christmas and believe in Santa, as everyone should do.
But it was a movie that I saw every single year. It's 40 minutes long. You can sit through it, and I just have a personal bias towards it.
Interesting. I feel like I remember watching this with you guys way back when you were young kids, and I don't remember the plot at all. I genuinely don't remember anything about it, which says a lot. That's really sad, Mason. We gotta get your Christmas movie basis up. That's your best movie. I just list off 11 grand slams. So you're Elf on the Shelf, number 3. All right, so my third best Christmas movie in terms of personal enjoyment is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
The animated film. Didn't make your top 3?
Did not make my top 3.
Did not beat Elf on the Shelf, which, you know.
Hey, I haven't seen it in a very long time, mainly just because as like a 12, 13-year-old kid, you know, you don't really like all like the stop motion, boring animated stuff.
Boring. I think it's ageless. I love this freaking movie. All right, so first off, let me put this out there. I just listed off those 11 candidates I put up there. All of those could have made it into this top 3. I could have made a case, but I chose these 3 for a specific reason. I chose this for a specific reason because this is my childhood. This is the songs, the animation, just the feeling, just everything about it. I love even just like the crazy thing with like the snowstorm in the beginning, and they do like this news cycle. They just gotta do some cool stuff with it. And just, you know, the characters. You have Herbie, the dentist character, and his boss, a dentist. Like, it's just so quotable. There's who's heard of a skinny Santa? Eat. There's just, I could go all day on this, all day. Silver and gold. Just amazing movie. Sticks to me every time. This is one of the movies. This is how I measured this. This is part of the reason of how I got to this final 3. What are the movies that I save until Christmas or Christmas Eve? What are the ones I'm like, they're too damn good, or they're so good I can watch them anytime, even if it's not Christmas season. This qualifies. This is one, I watch this every either Christmas Eve or Christmas. This is on point blank period. I own it on Blu-ray. Yeah, it's...
I don't know why you're doing that.
I'm making a point. But yeah, so I absolutely adore this movie. Like I said, it speaks for itself. There's a reason people are still watching it 60, 80 years after it came out. It's incredible. I'll show it to my kids. We're going to sing the songs together. We're a happy, middle-class family, God damn it.
So number 2 on my list is the old school animated Grinch.
Ooh, okay.
I know you were talking about how, you know, you like the Jim Carrey version better.
I do.
But for me, I love the animated version.
And I can't blame you. Let me put that out there. It's still a great movie.
Yeah.
Just tossing that out there. Go ahead.
Just hits all like the core themes of the story. My school would always play it whenever it was like Christmas or around Christmas, and it's just a movie I've always seen, I've always enjoyed. Had a really nice and touching story.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was sweet.
Yeah, no, it's a great choice. I was actually talking about this about my wife earlier when I was trying to figure this top 3 out. It's so damn hard.
Yeah.
And when I was talking about it with her, you know, the animated one is definitely shorter, it's more simplistic. You have the rhyming basically throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely catered towards, like, if you have kids, that's the one you're gonna watch.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because, like, you would think Jim Carrey, Grinch, it's still for kids, and it is to a degree, but that movie does have some adult jokes and references, and I just grew up on Jim Carrey, so I'm predisposed to be a humongous fan. And I like the fact that they delve into his history a little bit more. He's given more motivation. Cindy Lou Who is given a lot more of a focal point and everything, and the music's great with it. So I really enjoy it, but to your point, I mean, you could put either of those on the list.
Yeah.
I'd give you a pat on the back.
It's definitely great, like, for me at least, I don't feel like Christmas movies have to be the most, like, intellectual, deep thing. There's something fun to put in the background. You can sit down and watch it for a little bit, get a smile, get a feeling.
Exactly.
It's what Grinch gives.
Yeah, that's my Home Alone type movie, you know what I mean? Where it's not super deep, but it is, and you know, like it is, that was on my 11, but it's not, you know, well, my top 3 for a reason. So going into my number 2 Christmas movie, I have Elf. Did Elf make your top 3?
Elf was my number 1.
Fair enough. I was thinking if there's any one movie we're gonna overlap on, it's gonna be Elf. So why don't I let you? It was your number 1. Why don't I let you just kind of rant and rave about this?
I mean, Will Ferrell's hilarious.
You're ranting and raving so hard.
I mean, that's the whole movie, right?
It is.
I said not that deep.
I was just joking, saying ranting and raving. You're just like, Will Ferrell's hilarious. Mild-mannered.
No, but like, this movie was hilarious.
Yes.
Again, it goes in, like, it's like a simple story. Dad trying to find his father. He's like a big elf for, you know, he doesn't know, but everyone knows that he's like, you know, his dad is
exactly.
else. And
yes.
I don't know, I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Again, was pretty touching at some point.
Oh, yeah, the romance angle with him and Zooey Deschanel, I think is fantastic. I think they have a really good chemistry on
And again, some of the scenes too, like him in the bathroom with her. Again, a little bit more of a creepier scene, but still a funny one.
It's a great song, though. Great song.
The whole decorations thing when he like decorates over the Santa and
6 inches. 6 inches. There's just so many. That's another great quotable movie.
Yeah.
We actually just had our family Christmas party recently, and we had trivia based on quotes from movies, and the winning question, which guess who got it? Boop boop boop, was a quote from Elf. Yeah, dude. We had a competition on movie quotes between our family. Guess who fucking slam dunked that shit? Anyway. So, like I said earlier, Elf was my number 2 movie, and I love Elf, like I said, but the problem with Elf, which is why it's my number 2, is that it hits a really hard, halt in the last 20 minutes.
I agree.
Where they need to wrap up the plot, the comedy goes to the wayside.
They throw some plot where everyone unites.
Yeah, and then look, I get the wholesome aspect of it, but it just, you can feel like they just quickly slap the rest of the plot together to put an ending. We're gonna throw in these random horses, and Santa's engine's gonna drop, and it's like, I don't know, it just seemed kind of weird.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so that's just my one critique of it. A critique I do not have with my first film. And I understand why it's not in your top 3, because it is a little bit more on the adult side, and I think it's something that as you watch it more and more as you get older, you will fall in love with it the way that I have. And that is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
That's number 1.
I know my family put this on a bunch of times, but again, haven't seen it in the past couple years.
Yep.
As like a 11, 12-year-old, I probably didn't get all the jokes.
You definitely did not get all the jokes.
And yeah, I mean, there's obviously iconic scenes like the squirrel jumping out.
Right, exactly. But there's so many, like you said, there's so many iconic scenes and different quotes and all of the characters.
Yeah, it's been like the little quotes and characters and stuff like that that make it memorable and really, really good.
Yep.
But all that stuff to 11-year-old, again, doesn't matter.
One thing I think does attract this movie to younger viewers, it's really just a hodgepodge of scenes slapped together with the advent calendar transition between each one as the transition goes closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
But so it's very fast paced. What I like is that it covers every aspect of Christmas, from cutting down the tree to hanging up lights to in-laws showing up. I think a lot of Christmas movies will hit on a few aspects of it. All right, well, we reached the end of our top 3 Christmas movie list. Mason, do you want to kind of just recount through your list really quick from 3 to 1, and just for our viewers that want to hear it one more time?
Definitely. So for number 3, it's the notorious Elf on the Shelf movie.
Notorious ELF.
Number 2 is the anime Grinch, the old one, and number 1 is Elf.
Nice, and that's a very respectable list aside from number 3. So, so you're 66% good, which is a failing grade. But that's not fair when you only have 3 options.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? It's either you get 100% or you fail. That's not fair.
Yeah.
You know, so you get an 80. I think that's a fair grade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's graded on a curve. You know. So anyway. So my top 3, just to rehash it for anybody that would like to hear it again. Number 3 is the classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes.
Number 2 is Elf, and then number 1 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. We would love it if you guys could comment and let us know what your favorite Christmas movies are. Don't feel like you have to limit it to 3. It's hard to limit it to 3. Seriously, man, it was hard to go through this list and really narrow it down.
Yeah.
You know, if I had less options and Elf on the Shelf was up in the contenders, maybe it would have been easier for me, but that didn't quite happen. So yeah, thanks for checking us out.
Cool, roll the outro.
Roll it. Thanks for checking out this video.
Like and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about the movie in the comments below.
Let us know if there's any movies you want us to watch. Who knows? Maybe we'll watch them together. Breakthrough, man. Lick it. Lick 'em.